We say that identity politics are not going to save us. This judge is the reason why we say this. And if there's anybody or any group of people who understand that more than anybody, it's definitely black women and especially black girls. Let's talk about it. Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on. What's going on, you all? Let's talk about it. When I tell y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I had to take a couple of days to get my thoughts together before I recorded this video, because maybe if I had did this video the day of, I probably would have been on another watch list, because this is the example of why identity politics are extremely dangerous and why a black person in a specific institution isn't really going to change anything. I know that it hurts a lot of folks' feelings and but in times like this, it reminds us of the harsher that black folks in positions of power have to be, because it's like, I have to play the game, and I have to play the game even harder because you're going to be questioning it because I am black. As a person who was in the Army, who experienced a lot of things while I was in the Army, and me and my friend, shout out to Brown, we have talked about this so many times, because we were in the Army and we was like serving with folks who were also police officers and sheriffs and stuff. And the way they did things, you knew that they're taking their energy to the police department. And there was one specific black police officer who was tap dancing down, who worked for Memphis Police, and he would be cool with these white sergeants and stuff, and he would do things like some very questionable things. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, but he had to conform in order to be a part of the system. We saw not too long ago the situation that happened with those police officers, those black police officers in Memphis, where the Memphis Police Department is majority black police officers. And the way they treated another black person who was in custody, like the way they talked to him, the way they treated him, and the way they did him, where I can't describe it on here, but that is the mentality of black police officers across the country. There is no such thing as a good cop. All cops are bad, point blank, period. All of them are. There is no good cop. I don't care how many times you've seen a cop saving somebody out of a building or whatever, or a cat or whatever the hell they be doing. There's no such thing. It's just because the institution itself is going to corrupt you, because it is corrupt, point blank, period. Like, that's just what it is. And I've dealt with some police officers in Memphis. Like, they're just buttholes as the white ones. They have to be even more, because they're being questioned. Like, are you going to let these folks go? And there's been criticisms of even Barack Obama in his presidency that he had to be harsher in his bombing, like, because he was thought to be weak and softer on quote unquote things, and had to show up and do things more than any other like president, because it's like, girl, you're black, so you're gonna have to show up even more. And we see that in our everyday lives of how black folks have to be 10 times better or way more qualified to fit a position. So when it comes to this, you have to be 10 times as worse, because this is what we are asking. So when it comes to this judge, if you haven't seen the thing, there's this judge in Michigan, and you had a summer field trip with some teenagers, some young black folks, going to tour the court system. And woo, so much, because like, why do children need to go see a court system and all the other stuff? Like, we think these things like are not bad, but it's like it's just reinforcing like certain things. And this judge, I'm gonna call him I want to call him girl. This judge saw this black girl like sleeping in his courtroom, and he wanted to make an example of her, and he had her put in jumpsuit and handcuffed. And from what's being reported is that, you know, she was tired or whatever, and she had a little bit of a quote unquote attitude, whatever that looks like. And, you know, he asked the kids, like the others, like her peers and stuff, does she deserve to like be treated this way? Like, should I do it? And apparently they agreed. And, you know, very traumatic moment for this black girl. And she's not the only one. A lot of black girls have experienced things like this, being made an example out of. Like when we talk about misogynoir, like black girls are experiencing that to the highest levels. I remember last year where, I don't know if it was a year ago, but black women were talking about, now it's coming back to me. Black women were responding to this video of a black teenager going off on a teacher because her phone had got taken, and she was very irate. She was cussing the teacher out. She was mad. Her phone had got took, and folks was like, "That's the wrong with black girls. Like they can't get off the." Like they were just saying all of these things about the black girl, and it was just like, "Hey, do we know if this teacher has a history with this like student? What's going on?" But the way the world works is that there are things that speak before there are even words, because words have already been spoken. In our minds, unintentionally, anti-blackness exists. So immediately seeing a young black girl be defiant and all that and disrespectful, that's immediately what you're jumping to. Immediately what you are jumping to. And it's hard for us to check ourselves because we are in an anti-black world. So you have this teacher who did these things, and we're not taking the full story. There does not need to be a full story. We always see as a black girl like being defiant or whatever, and it's disrespectful. Yes, we've seen videos of students cussing out teachers and throwing. I remember being in middle school, and this boy threw a desk at a teacher or something. The desk went right over me. His name was Curtis. And he had been dealing with some things too, but you know, folks didn't know that. But you know, in this situation, we see like this black girl like going off or whatever, and automatically like punish. But then we're not understanding that the world is already punishing them, and they're responding to a world that is punishing them. And I remember having a conversation with a couple of black folks about my car being stolen, and folks was like, "That's no excuse for black kids to be doing this," and da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm not saying this excuse, but I'm saying in this world, what do you expect these black kids to do when they have nothing? It's my car that was stolen. I'm the one dealing with higher interest rates and higher insurance because of my car being stolen. You are more mad than I am. And you're more mad because you want to see a black child punished. And that's by design. So it doesn't surprise me that you're more upset than I am, and I'm the one that's experiencing this quote unquote loss. Like, yes, higher interest rates and all the other stuff, higher insurance, I still have a roof over my head. I still am able to eat. I still have people who can feed me if anything changes. These kids don't have anything. And if you will see some of the experiences some of these kids have in Memphis, you will understand that. But y'all don't see them at all. Y'all don't see them as human. Y'all don't see them at all because of all of these things. So as we talk about this, and I'm talking about these things, this black girl was tired because she is experiencing homelessness. Like, she is experiencing homelessness. The parent came and gave an interview and was breaking down in tears, crying, and said that her and her daughter, like, we don't have anywhere to go. We don't have anywhere to go. Like, we are like experiencing this stuff. Like, we don't have housing. We don't have stable housing. So a child like dealing with that, like tired. And to be honest, it doesn't even matter if she was homeless. What matters is she shouldn't have been treated like that to begin with. And we shouldn't be taking no kids to no courtroom anyway. Like, this black judge turned this into a scared straight situation where he gave an interview and he said he doesn't regret what happened. He said he doesn't regret, like, he stands by. He tried to make it seem like that he felt bad about her experiencing homelessness or whatever. But he has to stand firm in his word, because it's like he will be seen as weak or, you know, more accepting of black folks and stuff and not being harsher on them. And the system won't allow him. The institution itself will not allow him. Yes, he was voted in and he's been holding this position and like, we can talk about voting and all that other stuff. Like, oh, but by design, it does not matter who it is. It's still going to be suffering on any type of level, no matter what person is sitting on that bench. Like, folks gonna say we need to remove him. Folks need to vote. Situations like that are happening across the country. That is not a one issue. It is an issue itself. And I need folks to understand that when we talk about this. Like, yes, he was very angry, and the way he was, talking, you can tell there were some things, and it was anti-blackness, like anti-blackness, misogyny, misogynoir. That's exactly, that girl was being punished for being black and being a girl. And because all of these things exist, also because she's dark skinned. Also, we have to mention that she is on the heavier side. Not that this is a bad thing, but I have to describe it so we can understand how these things and these systems work against folks with these specific bodies and these identities that they share. Like, she's dark skinned and she's fat. Like, being punished for simply existing. Like, how dare you? Like, the very thing of you being these things, like, jump into play. And we want to talk about like desire. Like, I know folks get tired of me talking about desire, but this is that. Like, do you think if it was another situation, like, you are being punished, like when we talk about who lives and who dies, like, this is that situation. This is that situation. Like, that is that. And it played into it. All of the things played into it. Like, gave an interview and, stood firm and stuff. Then shout out to homegirl on Twitter who said she remembered, she said she remembered him from somewhere. Come to find out, there was a video that went viral not too long ago of him berating this black woman. And I want y'all to see it.
We want discovery on a case that's not going to go.
Let me choose my words. I wanted discovery on the case that was scheduled for a preliminary examination at 12 o'clock today. Well, we don't know if it'll go, because what if the complainant just so happens to walk in? Rather than wait in last hour and we keep on doing this,
Okay, please don't talk over me.
I'm not going to talk over you, Judge.
He's still talking over me.
Well, you're cutting me off.
When I talk, you stop. Understood?
No, I actually don't understand that, Judge.
Why don't you come down here and I'll make it clear to you. Come down. I'll see you at 12 o'clock.
I'm not coming at 12 o'clock, Judge.
Okay. Don't come then and see what happens.
Okay, so do you want Attorney Davenport, who is the attorney on this case? Do you want to speak to him? Because if you're asking me,
why are you even talking to me if you're not on this case? I don't even want to talk to you then.
Well, you asked a question about me, Judge, so I started
speaking. You're talking to me if you're not involved in this case.
Well, I am involved. I'm co-counsel on this case, Judge, but just to be...
I want you to come down here at 12 o'clock today.
I won't be coming, but here's Attorney Davenport.
And I'll hold you in contempt of court.
And I'll go ahead and file a grievance.
Do it.
I will.
I don't appreciate any yelling. I feel like it's unprofessional. I feel like she was trying to express the fact that this...
And I asked her not to talk over me, Mr. Davenport.
Baby, let me tell you something. As bad as this is and how I want to smack this judge, baby, when she said, no, I don't understand that. Baby, shout to her. When she said, no, I don't understand, ate that up. This black woman, her taking like that power back and be like, no, I don't understand, pissed him off to another level. And you notice his tone changed when he was talking to the other guy. Like, when he was talking to the guy, the male, mass presenting, his tone changed. Like, he was a little bit more respectful. Like, how dare you question me? Folks want to call it a power trip, like, oh, he has a power trip. No, I'm not calling it a power trip. I'm calling it exactly what it is. It's misogyny, misogynoir, period. That's what it is. Anti-black, all these things. Like, this is not a power trip. Like, this is not, we need to start naming things for what they are, because when we say like a power trip, like, what does that mean? What a power trip, he felt powerful in this moment. Like, He felt powerful. Like, what is giving him power? Let's talk about it. What's giving him power? One, he is a judge. He's also a male, which majority of all the judges across America are men. And he's also a black male. And he's talking to a black woman that he's perceiving as him being disrespected as a judge, but also as a woman talking to a man like that. It pissed him off. We can't just say it's a power trip. This ain't no, he got in his Corvette and he felt like he wanted to speed down. This is not that. That's a power trip. Like, I feel that when I'm in my car, like, feeling the power. This is not a power trip. He felt he was able to be powerful because the institution allows him to be. And he can do whatever. He can do whatever. We saw a black judge not too long ago throw somebody in jail because they like caught an attitude or said something to him. Like, y'all be thinking these videos are funny, and maybe watching Judge Judy for the last 20 years got y'all confused. Like, these folks, like, this is dangerous. It is extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. And this judge talked to this black woman like that. I'm so glad she got up and walked out and said, I'm going to hold you in contempt. Like, he was pissed that she was denying him power. So when y'all get on social media and then y'all start talking about, like, you know, why would you wear some shorts and stuff to an interview and da-da-da? Like, y'all got to let that decorum bullshit go, to be honest. I'm gonna let y'all, like, y'all were pissed off about a girl saying that she wore shorts to her interview. Y'all, like, girl, y'all are holding on to the decorum, and it's like, girl, you don't even fit the description of decorum because you are black. I hate to tell you, I hate to be honest with you, but you don't fit the description of decorum by being black, period. Like, you're actually the complete opposite. So I don't know, like, y'all gotta let that go. Like, y'all gotta let that go. Like, how dare you wear some shorts and stuff to an interview? Like, y'all need to have class. Like, oh my God. Like, are y'all okay? Like, folks were pissed off, like, mad as hell. Well, back in my day, let me tell you something. As a person who don't pray, one thing I'm going to pray about is that I never become one of y'all. I do not want to be the person on my patio cussing out no kids. In fact, that is my worst fear, is like doing that. Because if we want to talk about, like, we can get into the history of, like, folks were talking about, oh, the girls be wearing makeup and stuff to school and all the other stuff. They be wearing heels and all the other stuff. Like, girl, like, y'all, like, policing black, I'm just like, I am tired. Ain't y'all tired? Y'all should be tired. Like, y'all are talking about girls wearing school outfits and doing too much for school outfits. Like, it's pissing y'all off so bad that y'all are not even mad or doing any type of work to find out why these schools don't have adequate, like, heating and ventilation and air conditioning, why the books are outdated, why the school system is charging these kids money to pay for their lunches. Like, what's pissing y'all off is somebody wearing a dress or some heels to school. Like, that's where we at right now. That's what's important. Like, that's what's important to y'all. Like, that conversation is going to forever happen. Like, they're kids. They're going to want to wear things and do things. Yes, we can have a conversation. But before you, like, your mama was telling you to probably wear a girdle or wear this and that. Like, you don't wear, like, dresses this high. Like, all of this policing that happens, let it go. Let it go. Like, let all this policing that we be doing, it's not serious to me. It's not serious. And I get some stuff. I'm not saying somebody can wear like a bikini to school or whatever, but it's just like, girl, like, some stuff it be tapping y'all too hard for it to be. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Divorce decorum, in the words of T. Period. Come on, T. Like, what homegirl was doing to that judge was divorcing decorum. Like, I'm not gonna play this game with you. Like, girl, actually, no, I'm not coming. I won't be there, and I will file what's the name. Like, she was not going to be playing that game because he was able to do that even more because the system allowed. Like, there's no oversight on it. There's no oversight on it. He just can be an ass. And like, oh, I'm going to hold you in contempt because you didn't wear this or you didn't show up. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, like, girl, are we in the 1800s? Are we going to be walking around with them big ass dresses and top hats and shit? Like, what's going on, girl? Like, I just have questions. Like, what's going on? Like, some of this stuff should not be making y'all that upset. Like, it should not be making y'all that upset. Like, oh my God. Like, girl, I already hate fashion, but the way y'all be talking about, why would you wear some shorts? And come to find out, it was an interview for something as simple, like, I think for Six Flags or something. Like, girl, what? And the girl, you know, come to find out, they said other folks were wearing shorts to the interview too. Like, she was a child. Like, she was a teenager. Like, what is going on? Like, come on, y'all. Come on. Back in my day, fuck your day. Fuck your day. Fuck your day. I don't give a damn. Like, fuck your day. Fuck your couch. Nobody care. Like, girl, like, she had on some shorts, and you know what? Oh, because I'm going to find each and every reason to bring it up. It doesn't surprise me that she was also fat and dark skinned. And the way y'all was responding. You know, once again, all the things showing up, and y'all just like, you know, y'all don't think for a second. Well, no, y'all would have had a little bit more grace. Y'all would have had a little bit more grace. Y'all would have had a little bit more grace. And you want to say, well, no, we can't remove colorism, anti-fatness from anything. Like, it exists. So, like, to say that you're judging somebody off, like, we can only, like, do better, but it cannot be completely, like, it's here. Like, and folks were, like, letting it jump out. Like, letting it jump out. You had 30, 40-year-old folks come in on a girl, like, wearing, like, shorts to an interview. Like, they were like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, girl, it wasn't that serious to me. You know, it is what it is. Like, the fact that y'all mad about a 16-year-old wearing shorts to an interview, and I'm like, why is a 16-year-old needing to go to work? That's the questions I'm having. Why is a 16-year-old having to get a job? Let's talk about that. Do we want to talk about it? No, we don't. But yes, like, to this judge, what's his name? Kenneth Coon. Ooh, let me not say that. Like, he's been removed from, suspended and removed from the bench or whatever. He's a raccoon. And the girl was 15 years old. Like, and this was in Detroit, one of the blackest cities in the U.S. And this black judge just it's ridiculous. Like, and you know, now you're gonna have white saviors come out, and like, you had one who was saying like, hey, this was like egregious, like this was abuse of power and all that other stuff. Like, and it's sad. It's sad. Like, it's sad. Like, once again, like, identity politics are gonna be the end of us. It probably already is. That's all I got. We are handcuffing a 15-year-old girl because she went to sleep in the courtroom and she had a little bit of an attitude. And again, the story about her experiencing, like, you know, housing insecurity and homelessness is real, but we shouldn't be purely relying on that as the story, because it kind of reinforces that this judge can do that. Like, oh, this is why she was tired. We should not be locking anybody up or doing because they went to sleep in the courtroom. Like, what is that doing? Like, what is that about? It's about power, and we need to understand why. Let's talk about it. That's all I got. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Be respectful, because I won't if you do. Talk to you later. Bye.